Hey, welcome to Monday Night Music and Madness live show. Tonight we've got a very informative show for you. I've got Marie Bogdonoff from Villagers for Veterans, and she's got a lot of exciting events coming up here. Always got a lot of exciting events, but she's got some extra exciting events coming up here in the next few weeks. And Marie, who do we have coming? Who's the big deal?
So the big deal is Gary Sinise and the Lieutenant Dan Band. And for those of you that don't know who Gary Sinise is, if you remember the movie Forrest Gump, he was Lieutenant Dan.
That's right. Lieutenant Dan, Forrest Gump, and now he is very, very involved in, what's the name of his foundation?
It's the Gary Sinise Foundation, and he works strictly to support veterans and veterans programs and, be there for our heroes, first responders, Gold Star parents, and, of course, Gold Star families as well. He takes the kids of Gold Star families to Disney every year. That's a big thing, Snowball Express. But having him here in the villages is just amazing. We were able to do that because his foundation supports large bases and places where veterans live. And of course, the villages has a huge contingency of, retired veterans. And so what a great place to come. And so he was here the first time in 2019, and we finally got him back.
So it's been since 2019 then, since he's been here. Okay, so it's probably, his organization's probably gotten substantially bigger, I would imagine, in the last 7 years.
I'm sure he has, but there was a little thing named COVID that was in the way, so that caused a lot of disruption, not only for him, but for other nonprofits as well. But he's doing really well. Actually, he moved the foundation from California to Nashville. So he is now in Nashville. He's got groups all over the country, but headquarters is in Nashville. And so he's a little bit closer.
And I think he would probably enjoy being in Nashville, being a musician. I think a lot of people didn't know that about him.
A lot of people say, when's he going to sing? And what people don't realize is that Gary doesn't sing. He's a bass player, so he plays the bass guitar. But he's got amazing vocal artists as part of the band. And so he has a 13-piece band that will be on stage. It's just an amazing, amazing outdoor production. And it will be at Lake Sumter Landing on March 21st. Concert starts at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, okay. And you've got another event that's happening at the Epic Theater.
So we called it Lieutenant Dan Weekend because we wanted to incorporate some of the things that the Gary Sinise Foundation has done in the past. And I became aware of the Lieutenant Dan Weekend back when he used to do a lot of stuff in South Carolina. So we figured let's do a Lieutenant Dan Weekend. And what that entails is having an activity for veterans, having an all-day kind of festive atmosphere, waiting for the band to come, the concert, and then something else to wrap up the weekend. So we're doing Friday night, we're doing a fundraiser. It's our way of Villagers for Veterans to give back a little bit to the foundation because it's super expensive to bring that kind of production here. But and it's a small token, but just the same, it's a token of appreciation. So we're doing that at the Savannah Center.
Oh, okay.
And we're doing a USO-based theme, a show, a dinner show. And that's because Gary was very involved with the USO, and he still does a lot with the USO, feeding the troops. He goes up to Walter Reed, goes to other bases and stuff, and feeds the troops. So we figured we would do that Friday night. Saturday morning, we have a bicycle ride that's being hosted by Sumter Bicycle Club in the Villages. Amazing club. They've supported me in the past. And so we are doing that event in the morning. We have about 72 veterans that signed up, veterans and some non-veterans that signed up to do the ride with the club. And then in the afternoon, we're going to have some sponsors and some things going on in Sumter Landing. But the real entertainment, of course, is the concert.
Yeah.
And that's going to start at 6 o'clock. So be there or be square.
And you probably want to get there
early.
Yeah.
Early. I mean, the square opens up to the general public at 11 o'clock. And people just kind of mosey in. But by 4 o'clock, it's standing room only.
Okay.
And it's bring your own chair. Suggest bring your hat.
Yeah.
Bring some sunscreen. And, there'll be food. The restaurants all will put up some kind of a tent outside to help feed people. It's just a very festive kind of an event. And of course, Sunday, we're going to wrap it up with Forrest Gump on the big screen again.
Okay.
With lunch. And that's to support the first responders. So it's
okay.
Kind of like an old wrap around.
What events will Gary be at? He'll certainly be at the band.
Basically, Gary comes in for the concert. He will do probably a small meet and greet, that his foundation will arrange for some donors and people that support him. And then he'll get on stage, and it's nonstop until close to 9 o'clock. And once he breaks up, they scoop him up, and he's out of here.
Okay. All right.
So
how many movie screens are they playing that Forrest Gump movie on?
Well, it all depends who comes. I mean, they told me that they will host as many movie theaters as they can. I know it's a little early, and some people commented Sunday, people go to church and stuff, and I understand that the movie's going to start at 12 o'clock. The thing is that a lot of the folks from the foundation have flights to catch.
Sure.
So we had to do something early.
Yeah.
So that's, sometimes when you have a big event like this, you just have to take what you can get.
Yeah. Are tickets still available for the movie then? Okay.
Yep.
And the night before, is that sold out already? The gala?
The fundraiser actually sold out in 4.5 hours.
Is that right? Okay, well, that's a good thing.
It's a good thing because it shows the foundation that he has a lot of support here.
Yeah. So besides Gary Sinise, tell us a little bit. I mean, you've been on here before. Just give us a little refresher about your organization so people have an understanding of that and how they can get involved and support the Villages for Veterans.
So Villagers for Veterans is a nonprofit that started in 2015 here in the Villages, and the main purpose is to support veterans who are in need. We do that through a series of programs, one being mobility and independence, the second one being service dogs, third one, Veterans in Need, where we provide small grants to veterans that are in need. And then we have our Women Veterans program. And to support those programs, we do a lot of entertaining. So as you know, we put a lot of shows, both at the Old Mill Playhouse and at Lake Meona. We do that once a month. And any place else that will have us. Okay. So when we're actually trying to do something new. As you know, there's really no nightclub kind of thing in the Villages. And Epic, of course, has been so gracious in providing us with space and the ability to able to do things there. So we're bringing a veteran singer who's actually a friend of ours. He used to be lead vocalist for the Brooklyn Bridge after Johnny Mastro passed away. Okay. So he toured with them for 3 years. He has been here in the Villages before. His name is Roy Michaels. He's done a couple of fundraisers for me. And we want to do something, like he's very good at a nightclub kind of act. Okay. So we are going to attempt a nightclub scene and a nightclub feel in the Epic lobby theater. Okay. We're going to retrofit it and tune in. It's going to be fun.
What nights will that be on, or what night will that be on?
So for now, we're going to do it once a month.
Okay.
We want to see if it's something that villagers enjoy. I like to try things out. Yeah. Because as a nonprofit, we can't afford to just
throw money at the
window. Yeah. So, which I'm sure it will, but because people love to be entertained and have fun, and so, excuse me, and so we're going to start. April 8th is our soft opening, so to speak, and he'll be here, and we're going to kind of transform the lobby a little bit, so people will have something different to experience. Okay. And so that's my next big project. As you know, we do dueling pianos, and that's a big hit. Yep. Anything that people love to do. We're also thinking of changing our Martini Sundays around, because I think people really want to have a good time. They're not really into soft, quiet, at least not on a large scale. And so we're going to try to do a sing-along, so with, different genres of music. And And
That's on Sunday nights.
that's going to be on Sunday nights,
Okay.
and that's going to be starting in May.
And what night was the new one that you're going to do? What night are you going to try and do that on?
Oh, that's well, for the next couple of times, we kind of have to take the availability that
Yep.
the theater has, but it's going to be on a Wednesday. It's either going to be the first, the second Monday. Wednesday of the month.
Okay. And they can get tickets for that where?
They can get tickets for that. Will be available through the Village's box office. Actually, the April 8th show is there on sale right now.
Okay.
And we hope to set something up kind of like dueling pianos where people come and have fun, experience something different.
Yeah, and everybody likes a little bit of variety, and not that you get tired of the same old stuff, but yeah, making some changes and having a few options is always a great thing.
Well, Roy has a great thing where he's always, not only is he a great performer, I mean, he's kind of like a Vegas-style performer, but he's very good with the audience. He also brings a lot of guests to come up, and so you never know what you're going to get, and that's the whole idea of this. It's going to be kind of like, oh, let's go check it out and see what's there this week.
Something spontaneous.
Uh-huh.
And what other things do you do? Do you have a pancake breakfast that you do monthly too? Or?
Funny you should say, because next week it's St. Patty's Day, and we are going to be hosting our first St. Patty's dinner. For those of you that don't know, our VP, Catherine Wilgus, is also a culinary chef, which she did after she retired from the Navy. And she's an amazing cook. Anything that requires food, she's the go-to person. So we are going to be doing corned beef and cabbage and a great bread pudding dessert. And we're going to give you a glass of green beer, and then the rest is on you.
And which day is that?
St. Patty's Day.
On St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, we encourage people to dress up in their best green. We're going to have, of course,
They
some
do that around here. They do that
yeah,
around here.
they like that. And we're going to have some prizes, and we're going to crown the Irish Queen and the Irish King or whatever. Make it a little more fun. People love to get gifts and things to take home with. Yep.
Okay. And so will that be in place of do you still doing the pancake breakfast?
We
or not?
we did the pancake breakfast twice. We're going to try to do it again because we still have things that we could use. The problem with the pancake breakfast is letting people know about it. And because it's in the morning, it's people they're busy, they're playing golf. If you do it on a Saturday, then they're away for the weekend. If you do it on a Sunday, you have church. So it's a mixture of things. So it's trying to find the right balance for it.
Where's the best place that people could just totally stay in tune with what you're doing? To your website?
So on the website, but we also have an app, which is V for Victor, the number 4, and a V for Victor. It's a free app. It's on the Apple Store as well as the Google Store, and all our events are there, times, prices, venues. And we're constantly updating, so it's a great place to stay in touch and see what's going on.
Yeah, that's great. So what? Give us a few of the things that you take and that some of the money goes towards. I know you had a project, a house that you were.
Well, I mean, like I said, our first program was Mobility Independence. To date, we have given 35 all-terrain chairs. These chairs enable amputees or paralyzed vets to wander into the beach, go hunting, go to all terrains where a normal electric wheelchair wouldn't be able to go.
Yeah.
So it gives them the freedom to do some of the things that they enjoy doing, because most of them were very active prior to their injuries. So those start at $17,000. They could go as high as $30,000 because they're custom made to the needs of the veteran. Then the other thing that for us is super important is giving veterans that suffer from PTSD or some mobility issues as well a service dog. And, that's a gift of life for them, because a lot of them don't venture out of their house. So it gives them a greater independence and the ability to go food shopping, go out to eat. And, when a veteran gets injured, it's not only him that suffers, but it's the entire family.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so them having a battle buddy next to them to encourage them to do all these things that the family would love to do really does amazing things for them. So our service dog program is super important. We have 2 training right now. One is going to be graduating around the middle of the month. And then the other one's probably in a couple of months because he just got into it. Even though he's huge, because he's a big teddy bear, he'll be he'll be graduating in a couple of months. And then we're getting 2 more puppies. You know, everybody loves puppies.
Just keep doing that over and over again.
over and over again. But it is expensive, you know.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
we don't use dogs from the pound, and not because we don't want to, but what experience has shown is that a lot of these dogs that are giving up or are rescued have their own PTSD issues, and so they can't always be the right
be the
vehicle
best support. Yeah.
for who we're looking for. And there's also all kinds of genetic problems that dogs have, so you want to make sure that they're tested, because there's nothing more devastating than for them to get attached to a dog and have the dog get sick and die.
Yeah, I would agree. Yep.
So we want to make a difference in that. So a lot of the more reputable, I can't say reputable, but most of the bigger ones, or service dog organizations that train service dogs, goes the route of getting specific dogs that are bred for specific
Uses.
personalities and things like that. So again, when I started doing this, it was $5,000 a dog. Now they're up to 15 to 20,000. You know, so all this is done through events that we have that support our programs, because we're 100% volunteer. No one gets a paycheck. No one gets anything. So as a matter of fact, I always tell my volunteers, volunteering is not cheap. You are expected to pay your tickets and things like that.
Yeah.
We try to give them something here and there, but the reality is that we're here to raise money, and so we need everybody to pitch in.
Outside of going to your events, what other things can people do? Have they got a direct place that they can donate if they want to? And
they can always donate on our website, which is villagersforveterans.org. We love getting volunteers because we don't like to tire our volunteers. A lot of organizations will tell you it's the same people that volunteer over and over again, or it's the same people that attend at your events over and over again. So we like bringing different things, different price structures, to encourage people that if they can't volunteer, come have fun. You are making a difference. Every dollar makes a difference.
Yeah. Okay. Well, great. I mean, we wanted to bring you in, and I know the Gary Sinise thing is a big deal. And
it's a big deal. It's really a big deal, not only, for us, because we share a lot of the same mission, but for people that have never seen him, it's a great event.
Yeah.
For veterans, it's wonderful because they have a very close relationship to him, especially since he played Lieutenant Dan. Vietnam veterans feel that he did the best portrayal of any Vietnam veteran. And so there's a really close-knit community. And I also want to mention that Disabled American Vets, DAV, is our naming sponsor. So they'll be at the square, and they'll be there to help veterans who may have some questions or need some assistance filing claims or getting information. So make a note of that they'll be there. Sometimes they can't always get to them at the VA hospital. So this is a great opportunity. Come a little early, go have a glass of water and sit down with them and talk to them, and maybe they can assist you in some of the things you need.
Great deal. Well, again, I appreciate you coming in and sharing that information. And like I said, I'm sure it's going to be a very successful event, but it's just not this event that keeps your organization going. Just like anything else, you need assistance year round. So
we do year round, sometimes twice in one day, sometimes 5 times a week. So just, like I said, get the app. It's great. It's a great tool. If not, everything is on our website. Just come out and visit, And
if they want to volunteer, how do they get a hold of you for that?
So they can, if they sign up, we on our website, we have a thing for volunteers. They can sign up, and then we'll add them to the list. And sometimes we just ask for general volunteers, and sometimes we ask for specific volunteers. But what's nice about it is people get to choose what they want to volunteer on. So we certainly appreciate their support.
Okay, great. Well, I appreciate you coming in and giving us a little bit of update on that. And anything that, like I said, if we can pass along some information that's helpful for you and the organization, we love doing that. And so if you got plans for Saturday, you might want to take and go over and see Lieutenant Dan and Lieutenant Dan Band. It's going to be an awesome event. And like she said, get there early, bring your own chair.
Comfortable shoes.
Yeah, comfortable shoes. Maybe a lid for the scalp and some sunscreen. But, yeah, sounds like it's going to be a great event. And you said hopefully he'll come back, hopefully before another 7 years.
I know. It's hard, but we would love to have him back. And so who knows, all these things cost a lot of money, so we need your support. So just come out and support us at all our events, and we'll be glad to bring you the best performances and fun things for you to do as well.
That's right, because you just watch. She brings people to the Sharon. She brings them to the Millhouse Theater and
Savannah Center. We've done
and the what rec center you said
Lake Meona.
Lake Meona. Okay,
Yep.
Is that a monthly thing?
Yeah, we actually have a sock hop mystery dinner coming up at the end of the month. Another fun event. We have actors that portray the whole thing. I mean, I could be here all night telling you about all the things we have coming, but we have lots of great things. So look us up.
Get her app and check it out. Tom?
Thank you.
You want to why don't you take and shoot? We got a couple of PDFs we want to throw up and put. We need to advertise a little bit for the Danny Davis band, and then we'll get Marie on her way and get Don settled in here. All righty.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Marie, that's great.
Say what? There we go. Now it's working.
Yeah. Okay, welcome back. I am here with Don Wiley Gold Wing Nut Productions. If you've been in the Villages, I'm sure you know who Don is. Don's also a county commissioner. And if you want to know about construction going on in the Villages or pretty much anything that's happened around here in the last few years, this is your guy right here. This is Mr. Information. So we thought we'd bring him on tonight. And first of all, we'd like to find out a little bit about, you've got a podcast.
Yep. Every Sunday at 3 o'clock.
Every Sunday at 3 o'clock. And what you before you were doing the videos, and now you're doing a live show along with that, or
doing them both.
Doing them both.
Doing them both. Yeah. Which is time consuming, to say the least.
And you're doing it for fun, because what else? Why else would you be doing it?
Yeah, well, it's for fun, but the whole crux of what I do is trying to get good information out to people, because when I started this 8 years ago, there was so much misinformation floating around out there. And, people didn't know what they were talking about, and I was going, that's not right. So I decided it's time to step up and provide some good information. And
you do provide good information, because you're like, Deb's, my wife, is always like, oh, Don's got to do a video. Better check it out. Better find out what's that piece of ground doing over there that we thought was going on. So how much, you got to do a lot of you must be doing some research besides just flying your drone around to see what's going on.
Most of what I do is research, for a 30, 35-minute video, I probably put in 10, 12 hours of research, and it's cumulative. Because, sure, I'll go research Eastport for a while. And then that knowledge is in my head, and it's just a matter of, okay, now there's more developing, so it's share a little bit different information. But the Villages is doing so much all the time. Trying to keep up with them, I consider that a personal challenge. And it is difficult, but I know the places to look for information, and the other part is I have construction background, so I can read plans.
Yeah,
I can understand what's going on.
Well, and it's multi-county now. You don't get to just go to one county. You got to go to 3 at least.
Well, fortunately, most of it's in Sumter County. Right now there's a little bit of work going on in Lake County, south of the village of Dabney and Lake Denham.
Yep.
On the south side of 470, they've started some clearing of the land. The roads have started showing up on the village's maps. That's supposed to be, my understanding is that's where Fire Station 50 is going to be going.
Okay.
Which obviously we need another fire station down there, just because there's so many houses there, and the next closest one, well, the new one, 49, is close, but it's still a mile and a half away, and that's a lot of time when you're trying to deal with an emergency with somebody's life.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
So, before 49 opened up, they were having to rely on 47, which is up by the annex on, which road is that? Morse Boulevard, just past Chitty Chatty. That was a long haul. If you try and go down Megason,
yeah,
from Warm Springs down, it is a long haul. And
even as an emergency vehicle, there's still always traffic, and it's. Yeah. So, speaking of traffic,
here we go. Oh
no. What do you know as far as what's going to be changed on 301? Let's start with 301.
So 301 is being widened to 4 lanes. Right now, we'll start at the north end at the turnpike. That is a temporary interchange, the restructuring that they've done. Mm-hmm. They've got some more planned. Part of the plan, though, is that's going to stay like that for a couple of years. Then when they start widening the turnpike, because the turnpike is being widened to 4 lanes in each direction. So they not only have to make the bridges wider, but they're going to lengthen the span, so that gives us more room for additional lanes under the turnpike. From the turnpike, it goes south past Warm Springs Avenue, just past Warm Springs.
Yep.
There's a church right there. And as you get past the church, there's going to be a bypass for the city of Coleman.
Going to bypass off to the left, correct?
It's going to bypass off to the left. if you were to look at a map, 301 does a right-hand turn, a
Yeah,
right-angle turn
correct.
right there in 301. And we're just making the hypotenuse of the right triangle. And that'll come out to 525 East, which is Industrial Park Drive now,
Right,
where
right.
the Rick Scott Industrial Park is at. And then it continues all the way down to 470, where the new county service center is being built. That's all going to be 4 lanes. There's going to be a traffic light at Warm Springs and 301, a traffic circle at Marsh Bend Trail.
And we love our traffic circles.
Well, you wouldn't know that by the emails I get. There is a crusade against the traffic circle right there at 301 and Marsh Bend Trail. A lot of the folks in DeLuna don't want it.
But they are a faster way.
They are much faster. It calms the traffic a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So it causes people to slow down. But if you go through like this evening when we get done here, okay, you go through from here all the way up to the north end. You're going to just fly right through those traffic
Right.
circles,
Right.
And even during the day, okay, yeah, you got to slow down, but everything
You're not
keeps
stopping.
moving. Yeah. You're not stopping,
Yeah.
waiting for a traffic light or what have you.
Yeah.
And then, so that's 301. And then the county is working to widen 301 to 4 lanes all the way down south of where 470 once again jogs off towards the I-75. And we're looking at rerouting 471, which is a state road that goes down to Webster.
Okay. Yeah.
So because the interchange down there for 471 and 470 and 301, it is absolutely hideous. 20 years ago when they built it,
Yeah.
okay, but we got a lot more industry, we got a lot more trucking going on, so that's a whole lot. But it's going to be 4 lanes. It's definitely needed, and so we'll see.
Yeah. Absolutely needed. Just in construction is just one of those things that it sucks why it's happening, but at the end of the day, it's a necessity. But it never stops here. That's the thing. I think people are just kind of like, when is it going to end? Yeah, let's hope it doesn't end, because
that would be it would be devastating to the economy of Sumter and the surrounding counties.
Yeah.
You're talking, the villages employs about the villages and their contractors employ about 15,000 people.
Yeah.
That's critical to the economy.
Yeah.
And
Certainly to this area. Absolutely.
And I've talked about it many times on my show. Okay, they stop building. Okay, what happens to those construction workers? They leave.
Right.
Okay. If they leave, they're taking their families with them.
Yeah, correct.
And, while Joe the plumber may be leaving,
Yeah.
Sally, who works up at the village's hospital as a nurse, she's leaving with them. And their daughter, who works at Publix, and their son, who works at McDonald's, they're all leaving with them. That has a huge negative impact on our businesses when they can't get people.
Right. It is something that you never want that to recede, because if it recedes, you're exactly right. You're going to have people leaving and other things, in critical people, doctors,
Yep.
all that stuff, which the villages, we need our share of doctors and all that kind of stuff. How far, a lot of people have a pretty good idea, but a lot of people don't have. How far down south do you think they're going to be going? Are they going to Bushnell, as far as Bushnell, with the villages?
Well, right now, the bulk of the property ends at 48. That's where Center Hill is.
Yeah.
Okay. There is some property on the south side of 48. That's part of the old Renaissance Trail development. It's now part of the villages. They bought that Renaissance Trail development a couple of years ago. Now, what's interesting is they bought 900 acres right outside of Mascot. And you look at it, it's not attached to the Renaissance Trail, old Renaissance Trail property, but it's within like a mile.
Okay.
And when you go digging through the county records, which that's what I like doing, there be a lot of names start popping up that are familiar.
Okay.
And people that have had long-standing relationships with the developer. Will they sell? Yeah, I mean, I can look at my crystal ball and say probably so.
Yeah.
But it's just an ongoing process. They'll buy whatever land people are willing to sell them, and that's the thing that I hear from the local county residents. They're upset that the village is buying up all this land. They're being greedy, and I can't help but think to myself, wait a minute. Somebody had to sell them that land. Nobody was holding a gun to their head.
Yeah.
And who was greedy? Maybe it was the person who was selling. They wanted the money. I don't know. Of course, our lifestyle is changing in this country. Not everybody wants to continue in the family farm business.
Right.
And that puts.
Not everybody can afford to stay in the family farm business too. So
Yeah.
Change makes change, and that's. Yeah, so that's the one thing I hear the same thing sometimes. When are they going to stop? And my thought is, please, not why we're here, because it will not be a good thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the county's trying to set ourselves up for that eventual transition.
Yeah.
We've got the Rick Scott Industrial Park. Next to it is the Marlino Tool Industrial Park, which they're just now doing groundwork on.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the 5,500 acres that makes up the Monarch Ranch Industrial Park, which is just north of those two. That's really where Sumter County's future is going, is we're hoping to attract some businesses in that will occupy this area and bring plenty of jobs and a good tax base.
Yeah. Well, because it's going to require that tax base to keep the services that we have today. Keep paying for them and keep adding to it as we need it.
Yeah.
So, because it can't, right, once the house is built and the house is sold, you're depending on property tax, and as we know, that could change. That could change soon, too, which could be a whole nother math problem. But
a major math problem.
Yeah.
The folks in Tallahassee are not thinking. They're not thinking this through.
Yeah, because we just went through this with the fire stuff. It kind of got that somewhat settled, right? I know we're paying more, and
yeah. Well, I mean, we're paying more because we're getting more services.
Yeah.
And when COVID struck, we had like 6 ambulances serving the county, and they were contracted. So that's all the contractor would put on because that's all he could make money at.
Yeah.
Well, now we've got nearly 20 ambulances between the 2 fire departments.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of overhead costs associated with manning those. You got 3 or 4 times as much in people cost and all that. So that all had to be accounted for, and that's why we had to do the fire assessment and that.
But the response time is remarkable.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, the days of waiting 45 minutes for an ambulance are over. I mean, I remember during COVID, my mom was still alive. She was living with us. She took a fall. I mean, the firefighters were right there. We were just a mile down the road from Station 45. But it took a good 45 minutes to get an ambulance there to transport her to the hospital. And of course, she's upset, and it was not a good thing. Now, 5-8 minutes is the norm and what's expected. And really, it's what's needed. Now, in the county, the fire stations are a lot farther apart. They got a lot bigger area to service. So the response time is not as high. It's in the 10 to 15 minute range. But that's still better than what it was. Because, if we had an accident on I-75 or the Turnpike that tied up 3 or 4 ambulances, that shut down the rest of the county's service.
Right. Yeah. So, I need more growth to pay for more of that stuff. Now, the villages, they're adding fire stations as they develop.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I've been in the fire stations. You look around, they got maps up that show them where everything is at. And when you look down in the southern section that's not being developed yet, that's CD 17 and 18 and 19. Those are all mapped out already.
Yeah.
There's at least 2 more fire stations planned to the south of 48 and to the south of Middleton and Eastport.
Yeah. So what is the question that you get asked the most on your podcast or your YouTube channel?
Man, I get so many questions. Everybody wants to know about everything.
I know they always want. I know my wife kept saying, "When are they going to build a Chick-fil-A down here?" But I guess we've answered that question now.
Chick-fil-A is coming. It's basically right across the street from Twisty Treat,
Yeah.
the new ice cream store.
Yeah.
So that's good. I get a lot of questions about future commercial development down in the south part and what's coming to Eastport. And the Villages has been, over the last 6 months, they've been trickling out information. Every couple of weeks, we've got this store coming and we got this restaurant coming. And so they're letting it out, and I don't want to say they're baiting people, but they're keeping people's interest. So that's coming along. Probably the biggest question is about a hospital.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because a few years back we had there was a hospital planned. It was supposed to be a research and teaching hospital with the University of Florida.
That was right off 44 here, wasn't it, the plan?
No, it was where was it? I'm trying to. So it would be just north of 470.
Oh, okay.
On the west side of the turnpike, and there's a triangular section of Lake County right there. Unfortunately, we had a very liberal college and university trying to run a hospital, and a very conservative developer, and
couldn't make it work.
It was tough, and then we got some county commissioners in that decided, we need to let's stick it to the developer and raise impact fees, and that was, it helped tip the domino to make things fall apart. So that deal is basically done.
Yeah. Impact fees, for people who don't know what those are, if you're developing a piece of commercial property, you are assessed an impact fee along with your building permit, right, at that time?
Yes.
And that impact fee is what impact is your business going to possibly have on the road, correct?
Yep.
And the service work that it's going to take to maintain that road, and it's probably got, it's not a guess, but it's a guesstimate of some sort.
I mean, it's based on a lot of calculations.
Yes.
And we have to.
It's substantial. I can attest to that. It's very substantial.
Yeah. Try a gas station. I mean.
I can only imagine.
So a gas station, I think it's like $5,000 per pump that they get assessed. So if you got 16 pumps, that's $80,000.
Yeah.
Plus the building.
Right.
That's based on square footage.
Yes.
I think 2,000 and 4,000 square feet and so on and so forth. So there's additional cost there.
Yeah, for people who don't understand all the fees that go with building this commercial stuff, and people say they want more of it, and I totally agree, we do need more of it, but it takes a long time to get building permits. The Sumter County, the city of Wildwood, and all those places you guys are backed up.
Actually not.
Are you slowing down now? Because when I built it was backed up.
So actually, the state legislature passed some laws last year that basically, I think we got like 3 weeks to get a permit turned.
Oh, wow. Well, that's great news. Yeah.
And Sumter County has always been really good at turning permits. They're very well practiced at it. It was so good, in fact, that when Lake Denham, Dabney, and Newell were starting to be built, Lake County wasn't set up for that volume.
Okay.
So they basically outsourced the permitting process and the approval processes for all those 3,300 homes down there to Sumter County.
Oh, okay.
Which actually was good for Sumter County because we didn't have to lay people off.
Yeah.
Because we had a big slowdown. Excuse me. So it actually balanced out and it worked out for everybody. And Lake County reimbursed us. So it was basically a zero cost to the county, but it kept good people employed.
Oh, it's really hard to. I mean, those people are skilled. It's
yes.
You don't want to lose them, especially when they know your rules.
Yeah.
And so all those impact fees and that stuff, it's expensive. And running a business anywhere is expensive, but running a business around here is expensive because there's a lot of population. It's not cheap. So.
Yeah. I mean, the new Walmart and the new Costco, they paid hundreds of thousands of dollars in impact fees.
Oh, if not more, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
it was a huge amount.
Yeah.
But it's a necessary evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like paying the bond for your home. It's some
In a way, yeah.
That's kind of an impact because you're paying for all of the infrastructure that got put in there to build your house on.
Yeah.
So, 165,000 residents now currently in the
Give or
villages,
take, yeah.
give or take. Have you heard any numbers of where they think it'll be in 20 years?
Double. Probably close to that, yeah. They own a tremendous amount of acreage to the south. Some of it they're turning right now under CDD 16. If you go south, and if you look south of Shallow Creek Country Club,
Mm-hmm.
you can see more work going on down there. That's CDD 17. Excuse me. Of course, there's Middleton, which
Right.
they're turning a lot there. And a little bit over in Buffalo Springs, which is another area. There's so much coming. It's crazy.
So if you don't like the house that you're in, you'll have multiple opportunities to upgrade.
Yes. Yeah.
Which you've done, right? You just moved to Eastport, didn't you?
Well, no. It's a tough one. We had a house
Yeah.
in Hillsboro, and I had this great idea. The finances look good. I said, let's buy a house and rent it out.
Oh, okay.
And that was the plan. Everything looked good. And then my wife dropped a bomb on me.
Mm.
She said, I don't want to live in this house anymore. She was talking about her old house. And I was like, okay, why? And then she told me, and it related to our son who had passed away 2 years earlier. There was no further discussion. I said, I'll work it out. So she lives in the new house full time.
Mm.
We sold the old house, and I have an apartment. And that's because I'm a county commissioner. I have to.
Oh, you've got to live here in the county.
I got to reside in my district.
Yes.
I reside in my district, but I serve everybody in the county
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we're all elected at large.
Yeah.
So we just redrew the maps a couple of months ago for the districts. There was a lot of speculation about it, but really it had to do with the tremendous amount of growth that we've had in the last 5 years. There was a huge shift to the south.
Oh, yeah.
And we tried to rebalance that. So there were some changes for Todd and Todd Kuhn
Mm-hmm.
and Deb Butterfield, two of the other commissioners, and myself. But the big changes were for Jeff Bogue and Andy Billardello. Basically, they restructured it. Andy has the new areas, and Jeff Bogue has basically the areas outside of the villages, the rural part of the population. Again, we all serve
Yeah.
all the residents.
Yeah.
So
And you just got to do what you got to do.
yeah.
So how's apartment life?
Sucks. I'm actually looking right now to find another house because the kids upstairs are just stomping all the time. I guess I'm just getting old,
Yeah.
But so I'm looking for either a patio villa or a courtyard villa in my district. So that'll be like Hillsboro, Lake Deaton, Tamarind Grove, one of those areas, and then I'll move into that. And I've ran the numbers.
Yeah.
With the cost of apartment rent compared to a mortgage,
Yeah.
I just want the mortgage rates to come down
Yeah,
just a
yeah,
little bit more.
I think everybody in the villages would like the mortgage rates to come down just a little bit. I mean, home sales they're not stale, but they're not as fast as they were. And
No,
interest is,
they have not fallen off as much as what some people think.
yeah, there's a few more pre-owns for sale, but not I mean, it's not an issue, but it's just
But why is that? You can't look at just the raw number though.
yeah.
You got to look at the percentage. Okay?
Oh, that could be. Okay.
And
Cuz
it's grown. When
Yeah.
I moved here there was 54,000 homes. That was 12 years ago.
yeah.
Well, now there's 75,000 homes.
Yeah.
So
50% more.
yeah, if the percentage stays the same, and it runs about 1.2%,
Yeah.
well, then you get a big thing. What the hard part is drawing more customers. The new home sales have stayed pretty constant, around 3,500 to 4,000 homes. But the resales, they stay on the market longer because you got more choices.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes it a buyer's market for
it is
for the resales, which I'm banking on that.
Yeah.
I'm banking on
but
that.
if interest goes down, those prices will they'll probably stay up a little or stay where they're at, but you might get faster movement on the.
Yeah. I mean, I took 8 months for us to sell our house, and I kicked myself because I drug my feet getting the house ready to put on the market, and I missed the peak, and oh my gosh, I was bleeding money for months. But it sold. The new owner, he's a friend of mine. He and his wife.
You'll make it up on the other one.
Well, the good thing is I'm mortgage free.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah, so that's a great feeling, and that's not an uncommon thing here in the Villages either, because better than half the homes are mortgage free, which is pretty good statistic.
Yeah, a lot of people, the cost of living here is not. I think the cost of living here is very reasonable for what you get, but I guess it depends on what part of the country you come from. There are people who come from parts of the country, get here and go, this is dirt cheap, and there are others that come here and go, wow, that's an awful lot of money every month. It's really not, but not for what you get.
No, I mean, people want to complain about the amenity fee. Oh, it went up again. Okay, well, what didn't go up?
Yeah, it's not just here; it's everywhere.
Yeah,
yeah.
But for $205 a month, I think that's the current prevailing rate.
Yeah.
What you get for amenities is phenomenal, and you don't just get access to the amenities near your house. You get access to all the amenities.
Right.
And that makes I mean, how many places do you know that have a ukulele club?
Right.
4,000
potential clubs to go to.
Yeah.
All this free entertainment.
Yep.
And all the selection of the bars and the restaurants and the pickleball and the golf. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And where I came from, my last place was in Georgia. We paid a third of that amenity fees just to pick up our garbage once a week.
Yeah.
Well, now you're getting it picked up twice a week plus all the other stuff included in that. It's really a deal. So
I agree. I mean, I have no regrets. I mean, in my videos, I try to stay positive.
Yeah.
I try to, is this developer perfect? No. Okay.
No developer, but
they do a good job. They have very competent project managers. When you look at the scale and the magnitude of what they're doing, they're turning 3,500 to 4,000 houses a year. That's 10 houses a day.
Yeah.
Nobody does that.
Yeah.
But they do it well.
And they still change the flowers out at the intersection 4 times a year.
That's not the developer, though.
Oh, that's the CDC?
That's the CDD.
Yeah, CDD,
There's the Villages, the community. There's the Villages, the developer. And then there's the Villages, which is the district government. And people kind of think it's all one, but it's really not. I mean, once the houses are built and the CDD is done, the developer pretty much wipes their hands of it and they move on, because that's what they're doing. They're building houses. So they don't really want to be involved in the day-to-day operation, which has led to some speculation about what's going on. I talked about this 2 weeks ago on my show. I met with people from the bank, Seacoast Bank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When the Villagers started out, there was nothing out here, and it was dirt poor. So they had to create their own bank.
Yes.
To get people mortgages in that. They don't need to be in that business anymore.
Right.
They don't want to be in that business. They want to be in the business of building houses, which is what they do. It's just like they don't want to be in the business of running amenities like rec centers.
Yeah.
So the rec department runs those through the district government, and the developer pays them. But that's why we've had 3 amenities sales, north of 466, and then the 2016 sale between 466 and 44, and then the one that happened 2 years ago. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
Yeah, and that is a huge undertaking in itself.
Oh, expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive. When you look at the dollars invested and compare that to what they collect in amenity fees, because, excuse me, throat's a little dry. When the developer owns the amenities, they collect the amenity fees. for that area.
Until they're done.
And yeah, until they're done and they decide to sell them.
Yeah.
They collect them. They have to pay the taxes. They have to pay the electric, the maintenance and all that. Plus they have to pay to build them. So it's a losing proposition for years, building amenities. When they finally sell them, then they get their money back.
Yeah.
But it's very expensive what they do, but they have a good formula and it works very, very well.
Everything. Look at Eastport. That wasn't a downgrade. It's a beautiful facility.
It's a different concept.
Yep.
I look at it, and you got this whole long waterfront, from basically down by the driving range, and the waterfront by the hotel, and it wraps all the way around to Sunset Island and beyond. And what do you have there? You have a bandstand, and you have a beautiful outdoor concert area.
Yeah.
The water carries the sound well, so they're going to be able to have some huge events there eventually.
Yeah. Yep. And it's Eastport still has probably a lot of there's plenty of growth available yet down there, isn't there, as far as housing?
Oh, well, yeah. They've now moved into the village of Long Prairie, which is at the south end of CDD 16. So it's down almost to the Shallow Creek Country Club.
Yeah.
And they're starting in Long Prairie. They're going to move their way north to Merritt Field, and then to Farmstead, and then they'll go back north of Central Parkway once again, and they'll go all the way up to the Turnpike.
Yeah.
And then they'll jump into CDD. Well, yeah, CDD 17 after that, and
are they jumping over 470?
Yeah. So 470 Central Parkway.
Yeah.
It's the same road. CD that bisects through the middle of CDD 16.
Okay, so there's a lot of development going on the other side of that too. Then, yeah.
Oh yeah, there's tremendous. There right now, just south of, between 470 and the Turnpike, they're laying in the utilities. They're working on the Meadowview Championship course. They just announced the Rock and Roll Rec Center.
Yeah.
They're getting more creative with their theming.
Yeah.
Blanchard, about balloons. That's supposed to open up sometime this month.
The Mustang one, the
Mustang. There's Pullman, which is about railroad cars.
Yeah.
And then there's another regional rec center, which nothing has creeped out about that on what it's called or what they're going to do with it. But so that's a couple of years down the road.
So you fly your drones quite a bit. What is the funniest thing that you've ever caught on your drones?
Oh, geez. Now you're thinking I'm a flying peeping Tom.
Not thinking that. I just wondered. No,
you would be surprised. Everybody thinks we're a bunch of flying perverts. And honestly, I'm normally flying 150, 200 feet. I can't make out details of what's going on.
Have people waving at your drone often?
They might wave at the drone. Okay. They have to turn their hearing aids up. When I'm at 150, 200 feet, 250 or even higher up to 400 feet, you can't hear the drone. I can hear it, but I've trained my ear to listen for it because that's my business.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of stupid things. People running traffic lights and stop signs, and I can't tell you the number of people I've seen just blow through traffic stop signs. But not a whole lot to see. I'm not looking at that low level stuff. I'm looking up higher. I'm trying to get a lay of the land.
And you're filming that, so you go back and look at your stuff.
Yeah,
later on, and
I'm busy when I'm flying. I'm looking at my screen on my remote, but I'm also watching the aircraft. So I'm constantly going back and forth. I don't really have the time to focus. I just try and get a good shot, and then.
How many of those have you crashed?
Wow, let's get personal here. Probably 8 or 9. I've had to send probably 15 aircraft back for warranty service because a camera gets screwed up or something like that. But I've had about 8 or 9 wrecks. Lost one drone when they were doing the bridge over the Brownwood Bridge over 44. I was stationary there, and I had another drone run into me. And it fell into the lake, or retention pond, and never found it. Found the battery for it, found the other drone, found his battery, never found my drone. Maybe one day when they drain that retention pond, they'll scrape up the carcass of it. But that was about a $1,700 loss. That hurt.
And you're not flying the toy drones. You're flying the real stuff. And how long have you been flying drones?
9 years, I think. Yeah, about 9 years now. My wife bought me one of the toy ones for Christmas. She forgot I had this little OCD switch in my brain. Thanks to the Navy. It was the Navy's doing. I operated a nuclear reactor, so it was my job to know everything about the reactor and my equipment, and that just always carried through.
Yeah.
Even after I retired from the Navy, so I got a drone for Christmas, and by April I was buying a real drone, and then by the following that November, 6 months later, I got another one. I still have that one. I still fly it on occasion. It's still a very good aircraft, but the newer ones are faster. They fly longer. That one I was good for 20-25 minutes in the air. Now I can do 40 minutes in the air, double the air time. And of course the cameras are better. That had just a single camera. Now I've got cameras with multiple cameras on the drone with zooming capabilities. So I can go up to 24 or 28 times the normal zoom on it. Yeah.
So you're like one of these people like I am. Once you get into something, look out.
Yeah. I think I've got 11, 12, maybe 13. I just bought 2 more drones in the past year. 3 more drones.
Well, I'm a pilot. I don't currently fly, but I've had 17 airplanes, so that kind of stuff is addictive. So
yeah. I wish I could fly. I mean, I grew up on an Air Force base. I always thought I'd fly. And what did I do instead? I went on submarines. Yeah. My dad scratched his head. He never figured that one out.
Well, flying drones, I mean, drones are going to be flying people before long. Whereas we're already there. We're just not commercially, it's not out there.
Yeah, commercially, it's still going to be a while. I mean, you always see remember the movie Back to the Future?
Yes. Yeah.
Where they had the drone delivering the pizza?
Yeah.
Never happened. Pizza will be ice cold by the time it gets to you.
Yeah.
There's so much downdraft from the props, but
well, and they keep talking about drone delivery for Amazon and different things. I know it's been tried in a few places. I don't know that's.
So it's still in the works. UPS was working with CVS for a while, the different models. The problem with drone deliveries is the final mile. Okay, that final delivery. How do you get it to the house? How do you get it to the customer's hands? Because they can't land the aircraft.
Oh, yeah.
They're flying under Part 135 instead of Part 107, so they're commercial airline.
Yeah.
And if they land, they've got to have a licensed pilot there to do the pre-flights before it can take off. Defeats the whole purpose.
So they're using Part 135, just like charter. I used to be a 135 operator. I had a charter company. Yeah.
So what they've got for most of them is either a tether where it lowers it down, or they just
drop it.
You know, of course, the downside is once it's dropped or once you tether it down, who picks it up?
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, you're not dropping oxycodone off in somebody's yard.
Yeah, I mean, you drop a new iPhone. Okay, that's $1,000.
Yeah.
$1,500. And let's face it, people are going to find ways to beat the system. They're going to find ways to watch for drones, and they're going to see a drone flying overhead, and they're going to follow it along and look for what it drops.
Yeah, we'll have drone pirates.
Yeah.
So.
We got porch pirates, too.
That's right, yeah. Well, Don, I appreciate you coming on and sharing a little bit about your podcast and what you do. And like I said, if you want to watch Don's podcast, hopefully you do, it's Gold Wingnut Productions.
Yes.
And you can find him on YouTube.
Yep.
He's also on Facebook. And what you heard tonight, you can hear that every 2-3 weeks. Don's got very informative information. If you want to know what's going on in the villages, around the villages, this is your guy.
Then don't forget the Sunday broadcast.
And that's right. Sunday broadcast starts at what time?
3 o'clock, and it's basically an open forum. You got a question, I'll try and answer it. I mean,
Yeah. So
it always helps if you got a difficult question. Send it early. Send me an email with it, because sometimes I want to. I got to research.
you got to research it.
Do a
Yeah.
little research. I want to have the right answer for you.
Yeah. All right. Again, Don, I appreciate you coming on, and that's a Monday night.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.